Hello there. Why did I have the microphone over there? Greetings. Yes, I actually know a Navy SEAL. I also used to be a concealed carry instructor for the Department of Criminal Justice Training Division. That would be DOCJT. I let that lapse. Anyway, also, I have my own range, which I've had now for, what, 20 years? My dad owns it now. It's a few acres, but I still go out there. And used to give archery lessons. And also, too, used to give lessons on improving one's accuracy with various devices and tools. I'll let you guess what those are. Anyway, I was consulting on this video. If Michael's watching, he said he's going to be watching. Here I am. We had a couple conflicts and a couple things, but it doesn't make any difference on a multi-tool. 10 items, and when it comes to survival tools, I have basically everything ever made and then some. And I have a go bag which contains nearly 100 different items, and of course you need food, and obviously first aid kit is incredibly important. But what if you just wanted something and this is the case? You know, you could have a go bag with all the necessities for survival, which is, my go bag is about yay big. It's pretty darn heavy. I mean, it's just packed so full that it's just ready to bust at the seams. But I mean, if you don't, especially some of the first aid items that are in there, you don't want to keep them out in a hot car. I mean, what good is it, you know, if you actually need something? It's like, well, I didn't keep it in my car because some of the items are spoilable, such as some of the foodstuffs, which don't react well to extreme heat, that would be in a truck. What about just like 10 items? Wanted to narrow it down between like 5 to 15 items, and we're able to narrow it down to 10. Now, he has a Gerber tool, but I'm a bit of an expert on multi-tools and have a lot of Swiss Army knives. I've had Gerber tools, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to go off a list of 10 items that would, except for the water filter, which is about yay big, and his recommendation, and I have one of those. I didn't bring it out, but I'm going to recommend the Katadyn hiker filter for a reason I'll get into here. I have a lot of experience with multi-tools, and I use my Swiss Army knife virtually every day. And of course, you don't need to take this whole little silly leather case, and you know, it's got a little ratchet screw set in here. I've got 3 of these. I have one in the truck. Yes, I actually have 3 of these. This is not my opinion, cold hard fact. This is the Victorinox Swiss tool. This is called the CS Plus tool. It's actually made in Switzerland. Believe it or not, it's not made in China. It's not made in the United States. It's absolutely way tougher than any Gerber tool or any other multi-tool that you have. And you say, well, that's your opinion. I love my Gerber tool, and I've been using it for decades. That's all well and fine. I've had, and I have most of those multi-tools, except like Gerber makes now like 15 varieties of multi-tools. So item number 1, I recommend the Victorinox CS Plus. It's actually Swiss made, and it is made way better than any other multi-tool. If you think that's my opinion, don't care. I'm right on that. There's nothing better than the Gerber CS Plus tool. There's no other multi-tool that's made better or tougher than that. If you ever had one in your hands, you'd be like, oh, gee, I thought my Gerber was good. Now that I've had this thing, it's obviously the best. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, surprisingly, and I'm not going in any particular order, is a giant handkerchief. Now, this is a lot larger. You can actually find them even on eBay. It's really large. You could use this not only to keep the sun off your face, water filtration. It has all sorts of different uses. It even folds out bigger than that. You can see how big this sucker is. There you go. Keep the mosquitoes off your face in case you want to lay down. It actually has a whole lot of uses, in addition to the fact that, you remember when they, back in the day, they used to show hobos with a stick and a bandana holding all their stuff in it? Basically, to hold all of this stuff, it will all fold up inside of this. So that's item number 2. Item number 3, I've used this before, and it's actually incredible. I have several rolls of it, and it's multi-use, called Leukotape. L-E-U-K-O. Athletes use it to seal up blisters. It can seal up light or superficial wounds. It actually has a whole lot of uses. It's really strong. It's meant for skin, but not only for skin, you could use it for a lot of other different stuff like adhering things. This is a roll of Leukotape. There you go. And the larger the better on the ferrocerium rods. I mean, most people get those little tiny ferrocerium rods, which is fine. The longer rods actually give you a longer striking distance for more sparks to get a fire started quicker. It will work. I mean, you could submerge this thing in water for a year, and it will work just as quickly pulled out of water as it will if it were perfectly dry. This is called a ferrocerium rod easily. I have a tie on this so you can actually hang it around your neck. The mistake, my buddy came down from Chicago and he bought one of these and he was complaining why it wasn't working properly, and what he forgot to do is the little steel striker here. You actually take some sandpaper and you get some of that surface finish off. I don't want to do it on here because I'm going to catch my table on fire, but these are absolutely incredible. There we go. I don't want to catch my table on fire. Ferrocerium rod. This is, I think this is an 8-inch by 1/2 inch thickness. These basically last forever. There's no other fire starting tool that's more incredible than a ferrocerium rod. God knows how many thousands and thousands of fires you could start with just one ferrocerium rod. It's kind of like that movie with Willy Wonka, the Everlasting Gobstopper. Remember that, where, you know, a piece of candy that will never ever diminish. You could just, you know, just keep, you know, candy in your mouth that'll never diminish. And of course, that's, you know, completely false. It's completely fantastical. But this comes about as close to it for fire starting material. There's 5 different components in a ferrocerium rod. Actually, anyway, they're incredibly amazing. I give them away as gifts. They're pretty cheap. Like one like this is about like $9. You can get like a 5-pack of them for, I don't know, like $56 or something like that. Anyway, that's item number 4. So number 1's Victorinox, made in Switzerland, CS plus Swiss tool, ferrocerium rod, Leukotape, and bandana. And here we go on to, that's item number 5. You have a choice between these two. Both of these are actually made in Oregon. I've owned an awful lot of knives. I still own quite a lot of knives, including cold steel taipans. I kind of collect Spydercos. I used to have a lot of Spydercos. I kind of got rid of a lot of them. They're folding knives. Most Spydercos are folding knives. These are actually made in Oregon. And never buy these on eBay, because all the ones on eBay are counterfeit. Like, all of them are counterfeit. So it's a toss-up between these two. This is like $80 on eBay, and this is the, I forget this particular model name. It escapes my brain right now. It's, anyway, it is made in Oregon. Mental note. I remember the model of the knife. This is called a Gerber Lmf2. I actually have Paracord, not Paracord, excuse me, a Cordage around it right now. This is also made in Portland, Oregon. It's part serrated, part straight edge. It actually has a striker edge or a crush pommel on the other end of it. It goes by several different names. This is the Gerber Lmf2. Here's like $113. They actually have a sharpening tool in here and a knife sheath made out of plastic and Cordura. This is called, I have 5 of these, maybe 6 of these. I got a couple of them at the cabin. And I can't remember, it comes in serrated, split, straight, and serrated, which this one is. It comes in 3 different options. Straight, serrated, there is no all serrated on these. Someone will tell me what this particular Gerber knife is. I absolutely love it. It's incredible. You can tie it around a stick, use it for defense, use it for hunting. His recommendation, also to mine, I have more than a few of these, is the Gerber Lmf2, which is this one. So it's a choice between those two. My favorite little flashlight, I have a big-time love affair with flashlights. Yeah, I know that kind of sounds creepy. This is called the ProTac 1L-1AA. And of course, I have a lot of Surefires, which are incredibly expensive lights, but you don't need to own a Surefire. These are like $50. They take either 1AA or, I have 5 of these little suckers. The clip is removable. They actually come with a little nylon slip-in sleeve. They have high, medium, low, and stroboscopic. Yeah, high, low, and stroboscopic. There we go. So 1, 2, 3 battery in here. This is a Streamlight, by the way. This is a Streamlight ProTac 1L-1AA. So it'll take either 1AA battery or a 1, 2, 3 battery. 1, 2, 3 battery. So there's that. Here's something else, not Paracord, because Paracord stinks. Paracord is mostly hollow. If you ever feel paracord between your fingers, you can feel that it's hollow. And this comes in several different thicknesses. You don't need to carry a whole roll, obviously, just like 100 feet or so, obviously, so I'm showing an entire roll of this. This is 3 mil. It'll hold up like 600 pounds. Paracord, which is thicker than this, most paracord is like 5 mil. You could feel it between your fingers. You could feel it's mostly hollow. Genuine cordage is not hollow. It's the real stuff. I absolutely cannot stand a paracord because it's chintzy garbage. Feels like chintzy garbage, and it wears like chintzy garbage. Also, too, since it is about halfway hollow, the fibers inside have friction against each other when you actually wrap and use a paracord, which means it wears out quicker than cordage does, which is tightly packed. Here's some 5 mil cordage. Once again, not hollow. It's quite an expensive roll, but if you can go on eBay, you have to type in cordage, not paracord. So it looks like paracord. It's not paracord. It's actually cordage. There we go. So I think that's item number 8. I think it's item number 8 on the list here. What is the name of this Gerber knife? I have several of these, many, several of them. For some reason, it escapes me. You could type in tactical fixed blade knives on Gerber's website, and you'll see this knife. Like I said, it's like $74, and the Lmf2 is $115. Never ever buy them on eBay because they're all counterfeit on eBay. Well, like 95% of them are counterfeit on eBay. Here we go, item number 9, and this isn't the correct kind of super glue, but the correct kind of survival super glue, and wound suturing super glue is in my my Go Pack, but some super glue to heal wounds, to deep cuts until you're able to make your way to an emergency room. So some super glue. And number 10, this is the only one that's actually decently sized. And Michael recommended and I have a couple of them, the Katydin pocket filter, which is used by Delta Force and Navy SEALs. It uses a ceramic filter. The great thing about ceramic filters, they last longer. You're able to back flush the particulate matter out of them. They come with a little scouring pad, so if they gets clogged up, you just take the scouring pad very lightly around the filter and move the debris, and you can keep using it. But it doesn't remove the bad taste out of the water. It only removes, the filth, the giardia, cryptosporidium, yada yada. And it is made in Switzerland, but now these are made in Switzerland. It used to be owned by Hiker. Who was the people that owned it? Pure. Pure used to make this. Katydin bought it, and it's exactly the same. Now these are Swiss-made. These are a whole lot cheaper, like a Katydin pocket filter. New is like $360. New, these are like $70. You can get them in Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. Very, very simple. You have your plug here. You stick this down in your creek water. It floats right there. There's a pre-filter here for particulate. This is a carbon filter. Water, it's the exact same water between a Katydin Pocket and a Katydin Hiker, which this is the Hiker Pro. The only difference between a Hiker and a Hiker Pro is this is a translucent casing where you can see it. This is very, very simple. Is that this is carbon filtered, and this also too is a new design. It has a second pre-filter on the outside, so the actual main filter lasts longer. Is that this will have a better taste, taking from the same source via Pocket versus the exact same source from a Katydin Hiker. You don't need to buy the Hiker Pro. The Hiker looks exactly like this, except it doesn't have a translucent body. This is actually incredibly lightweight. This will all fit inside that bandana. So your 10 primary items are flashlight, survival knife, Victorinox CS Plus Swiss tool, the Ferrocerium Rod. Get the 1/2 inch by 8 inch ones. You can find them on Amazon, eBay, other places. No such thing as a fake Ferrocerium Rod. Leukotape, the extra large or gigantic bandanas, the Katydin Hiker or the Katydin Pocket. Katydin Pocket's not much bigger than this. It is a little bit longer, heavier, contains a lot more metal parts. But I mean, you could filter basically everything other than toxic chemical sort of water with this stuff. But either one will get rid of Giardia, Cryptosporidium, bacteria, so on and so forth. Here we go. I got like 3 of these, including one at my cabin. And don't forget cordage. This is the most useful stuff in the world to me, and I've got like 3 rolls of it. This is 3 mil cordage. This is actually sold by Sterling, which actually makes professional climbing ropes for rappellers and rock climbers. This is not for rappelling or rock climbing, of course. This is all a USA-made product too, and it is cordage, not paracord. I'm sorry I can't remember the exact designation of this Gerber specific model. I should have known that, and I thought before making this video, I was like, I got 5 of these. It didn't pop into my head which this one is, but you can find it on Gerber's website. If you have any questions, I'll post the answer below. It's like, what's the name of that particular knife? It's 75 plus bucks. Once again, never buy either one of these on eBay because they're all counterfeit. Made in China. They look really close until you know what a real one looks like. These are actually USA made in Oregon. These are perfect survival knives. They're incredibly tough. Can you spend a fortune more money and get a better survival knife? Of course you can. You cannot beat either one of these for the price on 120 bucks versus 75 bucks. As a knife connoisseur, which I am, I mean, I'm a super hardcore knife connoisseur, no. Much better than most? The answer is yes. So there you have it, the recommendation from Navy SEAL. I only disagreed with him on you don't need a Katydin pocket filter because it's over 3 times the price of this baby. It's basically 4 times the price of a Katydin hiker. And he preferred a Gerber Multi-Tool, but this is the best multi-tool, the toughest made. New one of these with this little case and useless little fake leather case, and actually it's real leather, take that back. The case that it comes with, it's like 140 bucks on Amazon. Yeah, it's got a little socket wrench set in here, which of course is frou-frou. You don't need that for anything, but just this you do. You can buy just this for like 20 bucks less, but actually all of this stuff for 20 bucks is worth it, so spend 140 bucks on getting all of it. And everybody should have in their vehicle a Ferrocerium rod and Leukotape and super glue to heal up a deep cut. I mean, should you have quick clot? The answer is yes. Like, how much stuff do you want to have, though, where it becomes too much? All of this stuff will fit into a box about like that, actually. Oh, the one thing I did forget, humble apologies, I forgot item number 10. I'm glad I remembered, is a space blanket. Yeah, this one's silver one side, gold on the other. Most of them are silver. Of course, they're Mylar. These are cheap thrills. You can usually get them for $1 or $1.50 a piece. You should always have a space blanket in your survival pack. So I forgot about item number 10 because my handkerchief was covering it up. My super gigantic handkerchief, not a regular handkerchief, but a super gigantic sucker. These are great. I got a bunch of these. These are really useful for like wiping the sweat off your face, tying around your head in case of mosquitoes. Like if you find something in the woods, you could take it in this and tie the corners up and tie it on the end of a stick, kind of like the hobo travel outfit. Like, you find a bunch of morel mushrooms or something. This folds up tightly in your back pocket. You could pack stuff with this, sweat, mosquitoes. You could use it to lay on in the woods so you're not laying your head in the dirt. Have centipedes crawl in your ear. Everybody should have a few of these. You can find these on eBay. They're under like extra large, or I think they're under gigantic handkerchiefs. They're under jumbo. I think they're under jumbo handkerchiefs. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Yes, this was recommendations, and I agreed on all of this stuff. We had a contention on a couple things, but here's your 10 items recommended by a Navy SEAL. A real Navy SEAL. Yeah, not like a poser, an actual Navy SEAL. So I don't agree with him on the Gerber. Old Gerbers used to be pretty good, but nobody ever made a multi-tool better than the Victorinox CS Plus. It just doesn't exist. That's not my opinion. That's a fact, girlfriend. Thank you so much for watching. It's a cute little video. At least in my estimation, it's a cute little video. I got a bunch of space blankets. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.